Step into the arena of minds. On this channel, every move is a clash of strategy, every sacrifice a turning point, and every game a battle for glory. Watch two players push the limits of creativity and calculation, as we bring you the drama, suspense, and excitement of chess like never before. Wesley begins with d4. The queen's pawn charges ahead, staking control over the center like the first drumbeat before battle. Calm yet assertive. Barbosa mirrors with d5, symmetry born, a clash for territory in the heart of the board. The game promises fire and precision. Wesley pushes c4, the queen's gambit. He tempts black to abandon structure in exchange for a fleeting advantage. A bold classical declaration. Barbosa answers chicks, declining the gambit with the Slav defense. A wall of pawns, sturdy and unyielding, ready to absorb pressure. Wesley develops nf3. His knight joins the fray, guarding d4 and preparing for castling. Smooth and purposeful. Barbosa responds nf6. The knight springs forward, guarding d5 and balancing the center. Both sides now stand equal and poised. Wesley plants nc3. The knight reinforces control, turning the central battlefield into a minefield of tension and tactics. Barbosa steps q6. His queen boldly appears early, eyeing the b2 pawn and unsettling white's coordination. Wesley calmly plays e3. A quiet but sharp move, shielding the center and preparing to develop his light-squared bishop. Barbosa develops bg4, pinning the f3 knight, subtly threatening to disturb white's control of d4. Clever and precise. Wesley advances h3, questioning the bishop, a firm shove saying, "Decide now, or retreat." Ninidei. Barbosa captures bxf3, immediate clarity. He exchanges to damage white's structure and open the g-file later. Wesley recaptures qasf3, queen out early, restoring harmony while keeping the diagonal open for attack. Confidence radiates from the board. Barbosa locks e6, a solid wall, controlling dark squares and preparing his light bishop for action. Wesley pushes g4, aggression unleashed. He's coming for space and control on the king's side, hinting at chaos ahead. Barbosa retreats h6, a calm, measured reply, stopping further pawn storms while giving his king breathing room. Wesley develops bd2, preparing to castle long and launch a two-wing battle. Strategy meets ambition. Barbosa strikes bb4, development with menace, pinning the knight and preparing to castle. The board simmers. Wesley plays bd3, reinforcing the knight and calmly completing development. His setup gleams with purpose. Barbosa defends nbd7. The second knight joins, closing ranks around the center. A fortress, begins to form. Wesley shoves h4-4, more pawn fire. He signals a full-scale assault on the king side, energy building in every move. Barbosa replies, f5, counter-attack. The center explodes open. Both sides commit to the coming storm. Wesley captures c5, precise timing. He releases tension in the middle, prying open the board's structure. Barbosa retreats qd8, queen steps back to safety, but the danger remains as tension lingers on every file. Wesley slides bc2, a quiet regroup yet deadly. The bishop lines up toward the king's side like a loaded rifle. Barbosa aligns q7. The queen returns to duty, guarding f5 and preparing to castle to safety. Wesley castles queenside. The king races left, the rooks connect. A signal flare. I'm attacking on the other side. Nenin? Barbosa castles as well. Both monarchs now safe, opposite wings ready for a head-on collision. Wesley pushes a3. His pawns march forward, preparing to chase the bishop and claim more space. Barbosa captures bxc3. Taking before being taken, exchanging for structural disruption. Wesley calmly replies, bxd3. His bishop retakes the square, preserving central power. His structure holds strong. Barbosa thrusts e4, bold and defiant. He pushes deep into enemy territory, splitting the board in half. Wesley lifts k4. Queen eyes the king's side, threatening tricks and showing his intent to dominate the open lines. Barbosa answers g5. No hesitation. No mistakes. He drives away the queen and fights for the initiative. Wesley retreats qg3, cool as ice. His queen steps back but stays active, still targeting the dark squares. Barbosa advances a5, pure aggression. Both sides now race to attack, no time for peace. Wesley drops b5, developing with tempo. His bishop cuts across the board, threatening infiltration. Barbosa plays b6, a counterstrike, forcing clarity, and pushing back against white's long-range power. Wesley captures cxb6, opening the file, exchanging pawns and tearing open the queenside tension. Barbosa calmly recaptures xb6. Structure repaired, though lines are now open for the rooks to enter battle. Wesley drops bb4, slipping his bishop into an aggressive outpost, challenging diagonals and anticipating chaos. Barbosa replies q6. Queen centralizes again, defending and connecting the rooks, waiting for the right moment to strike. Wesley captures hxe5, a thunderclap. The kingside breaks open. The attack begins in earnest. Barbosa recaptures xgc4. His knight bites back, holding the fort but inviting tactical fire from all directions. Wesley brings Redione. His rook enters the war zone, coordinating with the queen for a decisive assault. Barbosa moves g5. Counterplay ignited. The queen stares directly into white's camp, eyes burning with intent. Wesley calmly plays reua phone. Both rooks now fully mobilized, the board vibrates with tension. It's all or nothing. Barbosa answers qf3. The queen invades the third rank, sharp and precise, threatening trades and counterfire. Wesley retreats b-don, a subtle yet vital regroup, clearing lanes for his rooks to dominate. Barbosa captures qsh3. Simplification. A trade that temporarily eases the pressure but leaves structural weakness behind. Wesley recaptures fxd3. His pawn structure is scarred, yet his rooks and bishops are alive with power. Barbosa places ers f7, doubling down for defense, preparing to counterattack along the open files. Wesley lifts rf5. The rook swings into attack position, aggressive and ready to crush the kingside. Barbosa slides r-gate, an alert defensive stance. The rook guards the g-file, watching for infiltration. Wesley centralizes kd2. The king joins the fight early, walking with confidence into the middle of the board. Barbosa completes rej7. Both rooks aligned, shields raised, awaiting the inevitable storm to come. Barbosa plays r7, shifting the rook toward defense and counterattack, ready to swing across ranks if the white pawns rush forward. Wesley pushes r5. The rook steps up like a hammer, preparing to strike along the fifth rank with dangerous intent. Barbosa defends with r8. He readies for a duel of rooks covering the open file and bracing for an invasion. Wesley answers kd2. His king advances into battle, a rare but bold decision to join the central warfront. Barbosa slides ig7, doubling rooks and tightening the defense. His fortress stands ready for the storm. Wesley calmly plays b7. His bishop cuts into enemy lines, hitting key squares and signaling a new attack wave. Barbosa responds re8, quietly but precisely, shielding his king and controlling the open file. Wesley repeats b6, cycling back with a hidden purpose. His bishop becomes a dagger pointed straight at the heart of black's camp. Barbosa pushes re6, blocking the bishop's path and preparing a counter-thrust. The tension is palpable. Wesley answers b4. No backing down. His bishop remains active, eyeing critical diagonals like a sniper. Barbosa plays f6, a risky but necessary pawn push, creating air but also opening new weaknesses. Wesley calmly moves roan. The rook slides behind, preparing coordination, and watching the kingside like a hawk. Barbosa captures fxd5. Releasing the pressure with force, his pawn snatches and opens the file for counterattack. Wesley strikes back rxeg5, clean, sharp, and deadly. His rook bites deep into black's position again. Barbosa continues nf2. The knight suddenly jumps forward, creating forks and dark threats in the smoky mid-battle. Wesley reacts rexh5, grabbing another pawn, undeterred by danger, his momentum unstoppable. Barbosa replies nx-don, a brutal counter. The knight takes a key bishop, shifting the balance sharply. Wesley coolly recaptures key x-don. His king personally avenges the loss, taking the knight and staying central. Barbosa develops Rg6. Another rook enters the fray, aiming at white's weakened ranks. Wesley calmly plays b4. His bishop returns to the fight, stabilizing and eyeing counterplay along both wings. Barbosa swings, Rg7, doubling up once again, showing that the black rooks are far from finished. Wesley advances a4. The pawn march resumes, signaling a coming storm on the queen side. Barbosa replies kb7. His king hides behind pawns, preparing to guard the long road to survival. Wesley brings Rh6. The rook takes an active square, watching both the center and king side like a hawk. Barbosa counters n-fight. Defensive precision. His knight pulls back to cover vital entry points. Wesley plays b4, pressing on, expanding his queenside army with determination. Barbosa shifts Ng6. The knight returns to life, eyeing counterattacks as the tension grows unbearable. Wesley calmly develops b6, repositioning his bishop to a deadly diagonal, coordinating with pawns and rooks. Barbosa slides knight. The black king edges closer to the center, trying to prepare for the endgame duel. Wesley pushes b5. Another bold shove, breaking the queenside wall and forcing black to react. Barbosa counters cxb5. He captures, hoping to reduce the pressure and simplify. Wesley recaptures xb5. His pawns remain dominant, creating open lanes for the rooks. Barbosa continues kd7. The king steps in, unafraid, hoping to block white's rolling army. Wesley moves bb4. The bishop claims control of key squares, slicing across the board with calm precision. Barbosa answers k6. The king dares to walk forward, hoping to assist his pieces directly. Wesley pushes g4. New front opens. The pawn storm on the king side begins its deadly advance. Barbosa defends kf6. Holding the line, the king now acts as both guardian and target. Wesley follows ri5. The rook repositions with surgical aim, ready to attack or defend instantly. Barbosa continues n7, reinforcing the king side, patching holes but losing initiative. Wesley plays re5, centralizing the rook, setting up a killing formation in the heart of the board. Barbosa slides n8. The knight falls back in defense, an act of desperation against the rolling white army. Wesley counters rxd5, a thunderclap. The rook crashes through, annihilating the last pawn barrier. Barbosa regains rxcg4, striking back immediately, trying to trade blows in chaos. Wesley plays a date. His rook infiltrates deep, cutting off the black king and freezing his movement. Barbosa answers Ragone, a last desperate check, hoping to stir confusion. Wesley calmly retreats, kc2-2. The king sidesteps safely, still commanding the board with quiet power. Barbosa slides, rg1, pressing on with checks, searching for perpetual chances. Wesley defends kb3. The king stays cool, creeping closer to safety behind the pawns. Barbosa moves n7. His knight desperately shifts to block but arrives too late. Wesley coolly plays rd7. The rook joins the king, coordinating perfectly for the final strike. Barbosa strikes b5. The knight takes one pawn, but it's far from enough. Wesley keeps control kc4, marching closer to the center, turning defense into offense. Barbosa counters re2. He tries to block from behind, clinging to slim hopes. Wesley calmly plays kxb5. The king becomes the executioner, devouring the last defenders. Barbosa realizes it's over and resigns. The white army stands triumphant, Wesley So claiming victory in flawless style, his precision and calm utterly dismantling Barbosa's defense. That's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me to bring you even more exciting chess games. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.